Super quick update here. So these are still breaking in, and there is definitely some pressure here. So the toe room otherwise is seemingly fine, but my little toe here, the baby toe, is getting smashed. It's not awful, but it's a little frustrating. The left boot's perfect. It's just a little frustrating because the 11067 last on those prospectors I have, perfect in the 11E. But this H&W is just not as generous, I guess, from the fact that they say the arch being supported on that last kind of keeps your foot back in the boot, and if I try to like pull my foot back in the boot, it gets away from that, so I think that kind of proves it. If there was something really holding up my arch more, my toe wouldn't be, I guess, smashing down and splaying out like it is on this last. It's definitely pushing there. I'm thinking about getting a boot stretcher and seeing if that can improve things. And then obviously they need to continue to break in. Maybe it'll soften a little bit and the leather will give. But I mean, I can kind of see it if I weigh down there. You can kind of see my toe come out. Let me see if you guys can see this. You can see it kind of press out on the side. So I'm not giving up on them. Still love the boot as far as the look and otherwise, the fit and the just everything about it. But I guess it's like almost like I need either go, I don't know, either up to an 11.5D instead of the 11E, or maybe 11 double E. I'm not sure. But that would be only in this last, because honestly, the 11067, I have a little bit of extra room for my toes, not just vertically because of the sprung toe, but also just like I can move them around a little more. This one's a bit tighter, so I don't know if I agree to do the same size in both the H&W and the other lasts. I kind of feel like maybe if you find a good size in 11067 or 55, you can go back and forth between those two lasts, because they're both high arch or whatever arch supported. But this H&W is a totally different animal, and I don't think I might be able to make this work as they break in and just like live with it, or stretch it the right boot with the boot stretcher. But I think for the H&W, this is probably not the ideal size for me. I think it would be more like something like, again, 11 double E. Honestly, I almost think the 11.5D or even an E might even be better, because I don't have a ton of space in front of my toes. There's a little bit of room. I took photos inside to kind of see where my toes are landing on the insole, and there's a little bit of space. I feel like it's about a 1/4 inch less than the space in front of my toes on the 11067, but the width is definitely an issue on this boot. And the other thing that's frustrating is if I go to a wider, then the left boot might start to become, I don't know, overly loose. So, I mean, it's weird that it seems I technically need maybe a wider shoe on my right foot when, if I measure my feet, I literally own a Brannock. I bought one off Amazon a couple of years ago. And if I measure my feet both, heel to toe, heel to ball, and which is I guess just for the length, 11.5. So my Brannock's 11.5, and then for the width, like I'm literally kind of a spot on D. It's not like bleeding into an E or like a wider foot. So it's almost like that measurement of the Brannock, which kind of pulls in here, doesn't account for maybe a toe that sticks out past, because the Brannock really you're measuring, I guess, the widest part of your foot, but I don't know, maybe my toe's partially beyond that, and then it doesn't account for it or something. But it's kind of weird. It's not terrible. It's not like unbearable. I've been wearing them since this morning. This is the third day of kind of trying to break them in. I took a break yesterday. The hot spots around where the leather builds up, so right here where all the leather's kind of stacked together, and then same deal here on this side. I was definitely feeling some hot spots, both boots, honestly, but I would say it was a big, more of an issue on this right boot, potentially. I don't know, I guess I just somehow have a wider right foot, even though it doesn't measure that way on a Brannock. I would say those hot spots are gone. I don't really feel any annoyance there. Not enough to like think about it, like maybe if I really focus. But this toe thing, when I walk around, it's maybe a little bit less frustrating, but when I just stand on my feet, I can literally just, like if I push forward, I can totally just feel this toe getting mushed into the side. And with the 1964 leather, this is like a semi-work leather. It's pretty thick and it's not giving. I put back on my 11067 Prospectors earlier to kind of compare them, and you can literally see my toe kind of push out of them a little bit. So I think with that softer natural Dublin leather, it just gives more, and that's why I don't notice any issue. My wonder though is with the 55, would I need the E? Even the 11067, I got the E because that's what they had and they're ready to ship, and I like it. But I'm almost wondering, like, do I even need that wider? Because that last with the high arch just seems to hold your foot back, and makes the boot in a sense bigger. And I don't know if the E was totally necessary, but it's funny that with this H&W, the E is not even wide enough for my right foot, at least. The left foot's honestly fine. It's this right foot. So if I get that boot stretcher in here and have it push out here to kind of push this side, maybe that will help. Have it stretch when I'm not wearing them, and then, I don't know if it will retighten when you put them on, take off the boot stretcher, but we'll see. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on like the third day of break-in here. So yeah, I might post another one in a week or a couple weeks. Not any more in the next few days. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but I'll kind of check back in later with an update, especially because, I guess the initial excitement of getting these, and they do visually look amazing, and the comfort out of the box wasn't awful, but I guess the toe fatigue as part of break-in is starting to get tiresome, and it's not all peachy. I guess honestly the 11067 was really rough on the arch for a week or two, so maybe this is just different. But I guess my fear is is it not going to get better? We'll see. But I'll keep on moving forward here and see how it goes later.